So this guy whom we helped with the concrete, he is again having jiggers. As I approach 50, one of the things I learn about life is that loving people is that the most difficult task is to love people, because people can be so unlovable. And mzuri habari bana. Sasa wewe unaona hata kuoga peke yake uogiona kifua. Hakuna kuoga hapo. So we congregated this house for this guy. But he's having jiggers again because he doesn't shower. You know, Rise Up Society doesn't take over people's lives. We help people to rise up. And basically we walk away. And that is our calling, to rise up people. We don't take over. And so, and there's a growing constituency of the people we have helped. And majority of them are doing so well, but there is a small number of people who decided to remain in alcohol, and that's why you can see the hands that are shaking. We have an advanced team that does the preliminary groundbreaking, and then when we are gone, they remain back to help people socially, spiritually, even financially, economically, that is. But some people just, they don't take advantage of the blessing that God has brought to their lives. Yeah, like looking at him, he seems like he has washed his body. Sasa umeogaje uchafu vile umejaa jamani. And so our wealth is in the love for the people that God has brought our way. That's our wealth. It's a rare wealth, you know, that can still love people who are so unlovable. People who cannot do anything to continue the fight. And so, as we can see, the concrete is still intact. And this guy should not be having jiggers. But what happens when you don't want to shower, when you just cannot help yourself? You can't rise up, then you remain down. And that is basically why this guy with the concrete, he is having jiggers, because he doesn't shower. He possibly doesn't surround himself with the right company. He is maybe negative about life, and you know, just being on the wrong side of things will make the jigger to survive even on a concrete surface. And I feel so bad to come back again and start again. But the beauty is that in this round of support, the jigger will not really, we will easily defeat. It's not like when they are surviving on a dirt floor that has no concrete. And so let's get to work as we try to help him socially and maybe spiritually. And this trouble in Africa. Kwa nini wewe wasaidi yangi huyu? Hakutaki mambo yako. Kwani kichwa ni mbaya? Kichwa ni mbaya. Oh, I think he got 3 weeks ago. Okay. They're saying he has mental health issues.
na akakuja. Na nikawa nimepiga ugali. Na nyama. Aliacha ugali na nyama nimeweka maji kwa bafu aoge. Toka siku hiyo hata apitii huko.
Ukimkuza tu kuoga.
Okay. Wow.
Hata anawaambia ataoga kama mimi nimekuja ndio wangu.
Na nasema
It tells. So at bibi yangu Dori. Okay. Well, he only says I'll only wash when my wife Doris comes. He tells me I will never shower. I've been waiting for my wife Doris to come. Then I'll wash, and then now she has come.
And I'm washing him.
Yes, and you're washing him. He's a happy man. Kumba anaitwanga nani huyu?
Willington.
Oh, Willington. Willington. Unasikia vizuri sasa?
Nasikia vizuri Dora.
Okay. He's feeling good. He says his wife is now doing good. He feels so good. So he developed mental issues. Now I understand why he didn't wash, because he was waiting for Doris to come and wash him. So the brother says this is the sister-in-law, and she said she prepared ugali. Then she didn't know what happened, but he refused to take ugali and just walked away. And he didn't wash, and he has remained like that for now over 3 weeks. Poor guy. Oh no! You see, now he looks good. He has just one little niece, his brother's daughter, and he doesn't allow anybody else to minister to him except that little girl. So the mother can cook, but she cannot bring the food. He will get the food from the little girl. So the little girl has to go home and bring the food. Then he will take. But if the mother tries to do that, he cannot eat that food. Well, we know what happens when people get mentally sick. And I think I'm glad that we concreted the house, because then we will only deal with the mental health issues, which is a big problem in Africa, really. There is very little that governments have done with regards to mental health. And people are committing suicide, people are being lynched by mobs because they are mentally sick. There is a lot of poverty, so people are depressed because they can barely scratch on top of life. You know, life is just so challenging. So they develop depression. And then with the depression comes mental issues, and nobody helps them. So we end up losing a lot of people because of depression. And government does very little or nothing whatsoever in that regard. So we are going to jiggered him, then other things will follow. I'm so glad we came.